And today's topic is going to be interesting. You're a manipulator. Do you know why I said so? You're a manipulator. I want to share this story because I feel it's going to bring a lot of impact to the younger ones.
Now we are bringing gender into this.
No,
right?
not gender. We're not bringing gender. Now look at this.
Look at this from his point of view now.
Now look at it from her own point of view.
As a master.
Abeg, you don't deal with person when go make you do some kind things when you know go switch you for body, or you don't ever deal with person when go make you feel like say you need to do certain things to prove a point to them. That one are the Tori when we go yarn today. My name is Hope Undeka, and I'm your host for Buzz and Glam. I'm not alone. I have my amazing co-host with me.
My name is Nadia Jacob. I'm the co-host.
All right. And I also have some amazing guests in the house today, which I'll be introducing to you guys. On my left, I have Mr.
Kenneth, blessing you.
Mr. Kenneth, blessing. You're talking as if you have some cold. I need you to shake it off. Okay. And also I have Vita Ove. You're welcome. We are glad to have you guys here today. For your luxury shoes, I would be introducing you guys to one of the best and original brand, which is Mother Cave. For all your luxury sneakers, from your shoes, your bags, you should contact Mother Cave today. Right. So for us to dive into the topic, I'll be handing it to my co-host for her to give us, some deep things that you need to learn today. So you need to stay tuned.
Okay, for this exciting episode of Buzz and Glam, we're going to talk about manipulation and how it sneaks into our daily relationship, our daily life, and our society, and how people struggle and how they overcome manipulations in their partner. And today's topic is going to be interesting, not just knowledgeable, not just teaching you how to, detect a manipulator. It's also teaching you how to overcome a manipulator. And for my guest, I'm going to ask him a very interesting question, Mr. Legend. So, what's your take on a manipulation, and how do you detect a manipulator?
My take on manipulation. Okay. I think manipulation is a two-way street. It takes two people for manipulation to happen. And oftentimes, I think it comes from a misunderstanding or giving a wrong meaning to a message passed across.
Okay.
And detecting manipulation can be quite difficult because there are different type of manipulators.
Of course.
Different tactics of manipulation.
That's true.
And I believe the more we go into the topic today, we would touch all of those.
Yeah, that's true. Well, for a manipulator, what do you know about a manipulator, or what would you call a manipulator? A manipulator or a manipulation is a process of bringing someone to do things that you do not want to do. They guilt trip you in making you believe that if you do not love them, then you're not doing, or if you do not do what they ask you to do, then you're not loving them. So as an individual, Mr. Kenneth, or Mr. Kenny, right? If I got it right. So, what's your take, or what's your experience on manipulation? And I'm not just saying this as a question. I want you to give your own personal take on that topic itself. Elaborate on what you understand as being manipulated or being a manipulator.
Well, I'll say manipulation, though, I think, like he said, is a two-way street.
Yeah.
And it depends on who it's coming from, because there are times you try to tell people to do the right thing, and then they call it manipulation.
Yes, of
because
course.
they don't see the results instantly.
Yeah.
You understand? For me, I'm an overthinker.
Yeah.
So I don't really do my conclusions based on what's going on right now.
Okay.
I think I look more into what will happen later.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think people can actually see good advice sometimes as manipulation. Some could see correction as manipulation. But at the end of the day, I think the end result
That matters. Okay.
Now, sorry, you said people will see corrections as manipulation. Only the true more light on it, because when you say correction,
Yes.
some persons might not really understand what
very, very, very cool. So let's say, okay, I wouldn't mention names,
Okay.
but I had a girlfriend
Okay.
who said, her former relationship was broken by neighbors.
How?
He said, this boy, okay, each time she's not around, this boy will bring another girl into their house.
Okay.
And then their neighbor will see.
We'll tell.
So she was actually saying this to know my reaction, right? Okay. So her neighbors would the boy would bring someone else to the house, and then when she comes back, her neighbors will tell her. Then she started with this topic with my last relationship ended because neighbors, my neighbors ended my last relationship. So I was like, how do you mean? She said the neighbors would tell her that the boy brought someone into the house.
Okay.
So they reported to the extent she got pissed.
You're tired of the relationship.
Yeah, she confronted the guy and then the relationship ended. I was like, okay. So, you say the neighbors ended the relationship, right? You say yes. I said, okay, what do you think the neighbors will have done? She said, it's good. The way they reported to her is good. And then, she caught the boy red-handed. Okay, so what was the end result?
Of that.
I said, the relationship ended. I said, and then so you think these neighbors they actually like you and the boy, or like they like the relationship, or they engage the relationship. Say, they did the right thing. I said, well, here you are saying neighbors ended
the relationship. Yeah.
She was like, oh, so you're supporting the boy? I was like, no, I'm not supporting the boy. It's not as if what the boy did is good. But I think what the neighbors would have done is call the boy, hey, you live here with your girlfriend. Why don't you respect your girlfriend by not bringing other women into the house? What if your girlfriend comes here and meet this other woman? It's not as if it's bad, it's trying to hide anything, but why not talk to the guy first?
Yeah.
And see what the guy will do. But rather, they come to you, and now the end result is the relationship has ended.
So it ended because of side talks.
Yes. So me now telling her to say, okay, I think the best thing these neighbors would have done is talk to the boy. She said, no. So you will do that. It means you want to do that and you expect your neighbors to keep quiet.
That's
Okay.
manipulative.
Now that's she trying to make the whole blame to be on the guy.
The guy, and then she's not trying to say, I'm supporting the guy.
That's her turning his advice
Into
A problem.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how to spot a manipulator.
You see, so in this case, do you think I was a manipulator?
Well, of a truth, you are not a manipulator, but that does not really define your character based on the context you just gave to us, based on your story. As a manipulator, you might even not know that you're a manipulator, but you are always like being able to be detecting, like you want to be like a policing over someone's character to detect if they are toxic.
Would you say she brought up that topic just to hear what I would say so she could use it against me?
Well, I think she's trying to get to explain what happened in her past relationship to you.
And they're not using
At this
my
point,
response.
Yeah.
At this point, I think you are supporting the girl.
I am not.
A little too much.
It's no.
Because if she brought up the topic to hear from his side,
Yeah.
she wouldn't try to instigate that he would do something like that. She literally turned the whole situation into a you versus my ex case.
Using my word.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, you literally just give an advice, and the advice put you in a spot where she was saying, so you would do this kind of thing.
This kind of thing, and then want your neighbors to keep quiet.
But the thing is, it still falls down to even her as an individual and how she is able to tackle her past relationship. And you as a present guy, you should be able to detect a girl that fits well to your, to your taste. Most guys do not want to really have a relationship with a girl based on their character. It's based on what they see and they just jump into it immediately. Now, with that kind of character that girl possess, you should be able to detect if I want to go on with this girl or not. But you accepting her to even be to call her your girlfriend, it could be that you saw it and you just went into it. So it's also it's me now trying to tell you that you are also manipulating the whole story to suit in to your personality.
Okay.
So I think she wants to say something. Let's hear from her.
If according to what you said, your ex, right? So your ex comes to tell you, oh, this happened in my relationship, right? So as someone who is straightforward, that's if you're straightforward, you shouldn't be biased when passing your judgments. You should look at her and tell her, okay, maybe you could have listened. So I do not see you as a manipulator in that sense, because you're not trying to let her know that she couldn't have listened if I get to know. So yeah, that's what I.
But like, I'm trying to come to you.
Okay.
Do you say, if I had, okay, like now, she was trying to tell me about her past.
Okay.
And then she expected me to take sides with her, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Now, me discovering that what would I say? Okay, she has this scar from her past relationship.
Yeah.
And now, my response now is like, it's like I'm touching that scar, right? Okay. Now I've seen this scar. I know this person is kind of damaged from the last relationship.
Yeah.
And then it's left for me to decide if I can actually carry on, like manage this damage, right?
Yeah.
So if I decide to take a bow and leave that relationship, wouldn't she say, you don't love me, that's why you left? If you love me, you would have taken me as I am?
Okay. Can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, yeah, if maybe you guys broke up on that particular note, I would say you're not emotionally intelligent. Because emotionally intelligent should be able to cover up that space, that baggage that you see. You shouldn't even see the baggage if you love this person. Do you get what I'm saying?
Ignoring the baggage is dangerous because look at the approach she came with. She said, neighbors ended my last relationship. And along the point of her narrating the last relationship, he found out neighbors didn't actually end this relationship. You ended this relationship.
Yeah.
And the fact that I pointed out that you ended it is making you
problem.
Yes, it's making you look at me like
the relationship.
Yeah.
It was the talk.
That end.
and him pointing it out to her now makes her feel you are like my ex. You would do the same thing my ex did. Yes, and I would call that girl a manipulator because there's a way you tell someone about your ex without making it look like you're checkmating them. Yeah. And then she came to him with, okay, I want to tell you about my last relationship. Normally that kind of stuff is meant to help you guys know each other better.
Yeah. Yes.
But the way she came at it was not it. She didn't come at it with, I'm telling you this so you
know this, yeah.
She's telling you to check your
If
response,
you're gonna be
your
like
reaction.
her, like
exactly.
him, yeah.
I think she's a manipulator. I think she's being vulnerable.
No.
That's not being vulnerable. Not manipulating.
How is she being vulnerable?
Telling you what has happened.
Her being vulnerable would be her saying, my last relationship ended because my ex kept bringing.
But that's
girls.
not vulnerable.
Now she says,
She's being vulnerable.
She's not.
So her that she will not tell an outside.
No, that's not being vulnerable.
That's her trying. That's
Vulnerable.
no. I wouldn't.
To tell you.
No, sir. Her neighbor was an outsider.
That's what I'm saying. She's not telling her neighbor. She's telling you.
And the way she's telling.
Okay.
Let's get to this. Okay. We're having a conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it possible that if we're having a conversation, I'll be the only one talking?
No, of course.
You will surely say something.
Yes.
Okay, so when the neighbors said, your boyfriend keeps saying, your boyfriend keep bringing girls, what do you think she'll say?
If my boyfriend keep bringing her, first thing, if I'm to be in her shoe though, I would approach the guy She gets.
I mean, your response to the neighbor.
No, let's hear out. Let's hear out. Okay, so if you respond that way and the relationship ends and you're trying to narrate your side of the story to someone else, would you say neighbors ended my relationship?
No.
Because he was cheating.
Yes.
But she said
exactly.
neighbors ended her relationship.
Maybe don't put it, let's look at it from a point of view. He is my guy.
Okay.
Someone that I'm going into a relationship for the first time after maybe a bad breakup. Now she's telling him let's look at from our own perspective right now. I think she's telling him from a place of hurt. Like, look at it from where I'm seeing it. She's not telling a stranger here. She's telling a guy she's in love with right now. So now she's not telling you that, babe or guy or dude, look at this from my angle. I was in a relationship, but neighbors spoiled it. How did they spoil it? They told me that my guy is cheating on me. They told me that this is what is happening behind me. And it ended. Now that's not how. In fact, let me even correct it. That's why I was like, she's not a manipulator. Now, you are now, hold on. You are now the manipulator. Let me tell you why I said so. Now, she is telling you, let me use our word, vulnerable. She's now vulnerable to you, telling you to see from her angle. Babe, this guy cheated on me. And why did he end? My neighbors told me so. Now, from her perspective, she's not telling you to be a judge. Instead, she's telling you to feel her pain. Now, it could also be that she's trying to tell you that let this not happen to us.
Okay.
Don't cheat on me. Oh.
Hold on.
Exactly.
Listen to this.
Exactly.
Listen to this.
Don't just judge.
If she's being genuine
Yes.
and vulnerable, just like you said, you wouldn't tag the neighbors, the ones who ended it. Hold on.
Example.
Hold on.
She hasn't healed yet. Exactly.
Let me land.
She is coming from a place of hurt.
Take your 1 second.
Do you know what is called a delayed grief?
Yes.
A delayed grief. That is just what's happening.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me tell you something. If you have a delayed grief, you do not go into a new relationship, number one. Number two, hold on. Number two, the neighbors didn't bring the girls into the house. Your man did. So it's unfair of you to tell your side of, hold on.
Blaming the neighbors.
She's literally blaming them for ending her relationship.
Okay. Like, from her side, as a woman. Now,
okay.
We think
emotionally.
Okay, now we bring, now we are bringing gender into this, right?
Not gender here. We're not bringing gender. Now look at this.
Look at this from his point of view now.
Now look at it from her own point of view.
As a masculine figure, look at it from his point of view. You sit and then your baby's like, look, this is why my last relationship ended. My ex kept bringing girls.
Okay.
And the neighbors kept telling me about it.
Okay.
Look, and now the relationship ended. She could have easily just said, babe, my last relationship ended because this guy kept bringing girls inside our house.
Okay.
But she deviated from that whole point to saying, my last relationship ended because of neighbors.
Okay.
That's unfair on the neighbors.
Now, she is not gossiping the neighbors. Now, let me explain what
indirectly blaming the neighbors for telling her.
See, Kenny, I can say to you that you are a manipulator. No, you are a manipulator. Do you know why I said so? You are a manipulator because now you are using a hurt from a broken woman to judge her.
It's because I don't want.
Now you want to make yourself feel good. Exactly. Now this lady.
That means you're literally doing the same
thing. Now this lady is coming to you.
Yeah.
As more like a confidant. Now a girl that is broken is coming from a place of hurt. She's looking for a place where she can quench it. Most time it takes a longer time to heal. But just like she said, sometimes it gets delayed. A delayed healing process. Now she's using you as a means to heal. And you are calling her out now to make her look like a manipulator. Meanwhile, you have manipulated yourself. Now, this is what you're doing. You project yourself into the situation. You're projecting you into her.
That's your insecurity.
insecurities.
You do not trust yourself.
You don't trust yourself. Now she is
How if something like this
happened.
Hold on.
There's a manipulator here.
Okay.
Yeah, ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think about jealousy in a relationship?
Well, it's common.
Okay.
Now let me tell you something again.
No, I'd like to.
Let me tell you something.
Jealousy.
Jealousy in a relationship comes in a different way. One, we call an obsessive lover, and other ones can be in different form. But let me explain jealousy.
You jealous of her?
Of if I'm a jealous lover, of course.
Okay.
I don't even like sharing my man, even if we are friends, right? I do not want to have a different girl.
Agree with me if
Yeah.
you say you are jealous of your boyfriend
Yeah,
because you don't really love him.
no, that's not it.
So you.
When you love something, you want to
That's why-
protect
Hold on,
it.
there's where I'm coming from someone.
Okay.
Have you ever seen someone that, okay, would you love someone you don't trust?
Of course, no.
Oh, so
You can
you
love
love
someone
me?
you don't trust.
No,
Really? And get into
No,
a
really.
relationship
I can't.
you don't trust?
Trust. That word trust for me, it's something very deep.
Then love is what?
You get
I think,
Let me explain something to you.
love is
I
trust.
think you can love someone you don't trust.
No.
Because trust is something you build gradually. You cannot
wait,
just trust.
wait.
Yes.
What? Just like that? You want to love a guy you don't even know? No.
I mean,
Loving is different from going into a relationship with somebody. No, see, forget it. Love is different from going into a relationship with somebody. Now, you can see a guy and just like him, and it's end there. Maybe if you see him subsequently, you feel, oh, this guy is hands. You know,
I hope you
No,
guys know there
let
are
me clear
different
this.
types of love.
Of course.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that.
We are,
Now, let's go back. Let's not deviate this. I want to point out to what you're trying to say.
Okay.
Now, I can love a guy, but I cannot go into a relationship that I do not trust the guy.
very good.
For example, now, let me give you an example. This guy, I dey see in lifestyle. You do me like Yahoo boy lifestyle. You do like say that ritualist lifestyle. Now, there's a grip or how do you call it? There's a boundaries already in my thoughts. And I can never go into a relationship with someone that I feel insecure of. That's breach of trust already. Now, I can't. Because what am I going into a relationship with
Point
you?
is people pretend. He could give you-
No. Now, how would you know if you don't trust him? If he doesn't
trust me.
No, that's a different dynamics. That's a different dynamics. His question is, can you love someone you don't trust? Now, someone that is pretending, you don't even know if you trust him or not. So you cannot tell me that you're going to love that person because you don't know even if he's, what you should be scared of or not, because he has not given you that part where you can distrust him. He's just, hiding what he is really.
Let's look at it from here. Let me drop this bomb.
Okay.
Here. Love is literally a leap of faith. You don't have to trust this person you are loving. You just love the person. You know that this person has the ability to hurt you. Giving this person your love, you know that this person could hurt me. I don't trust this person enough in my
What
heart.
if na
but
ritualist?
I am going to give.
What if na ritualist? Make one could keep.
The ritualist could pretend to
No,
be a
not
good
by-
guy. I mean,
No.
hold on.
No.
We
That
literally
is
see
not the
stories
part.
on
That is
Instagram
not the
all
part.
the time where
That's not the
someone
part
from the
he's
church,
going
like
to.
That
That
recently.
is not the part.
Hold on.
In all days.
Dating from the
Yes, we should go back to the topic.
Now,
I was
listen.
actually trying to get back to that one.
Yes, we should get back to the topic.
You asked if
This
I'm
guy
a jealous
was
lover.
dating- yeah,
Okay.
This guy was dating me. We were dating. We even dated for over a year before we met. Right? We were dating online for over a year before we met. Then we met. And then you say you love me. I love you. I came down from where I was. Like I wasn't here. But I met you online. I had this love for you. I loved you, and I trusted
Online.
you. And I trusted you to
Online.
Her persona, not
Yeah,
Online.
yeah.
And that should be trusted.
I trusted you to the extent that I could
Like,
send you funds to keep for me when I've never seen you before. You could run away with that money, right? Well, I came down and then you telling me about your ex and what ended your relationship,
okay.
and then I was trying to say, okay, I think us to avoid that thing that ended your relationship, I think the best thing we have to do is not to listen to the boss.
Because she put it on the neighbors.
You get it. Because you didn't say your boyfriend cheated on you and then we ended. That
yeah,
was a different
exactly.
But you said your neighbors
Ended
so
your
I was
relationship.
Like, babe, I think the best thing we have to do is not to listen to neighbors or allow third parties get into our relationship. And then you flamed up. And then you said, I'm saying that because I have the intentions to do that, and I want my neighbors to not say anything.
Yeah.
Don't you think she was trying to manipulate me to say that so she can use it against me?
Now, that's someone talking from an insecure place.
Hold on. Look, if you guys,
if you say it's insecurity,
yeah.
How do you spot him?
Maka,
Hold on.
answer.
Before,
Because obviously,
yes, I will.
you are one, like, you look like one of these manipulators.
Just made an assumption, and that's very big, and that's a trait of manipulators. They help you assume. Do you understand? And now let me come back.
How did I make you?
When I started, if you guys can remember, yeah, I said manipulation is a two-way street, and it takes two people for that to happen. In their case, just the way she said, he is the manipulator. It's simply a case of misunderstanding.
In your own case, how do you spot
In my own case, how do I spot a manipulator? A manipulator is someone who tries to make you question your whole belief system.
Yes.
The whole thing you stand for. A manipulator is going to take them bit by pieces and shred them to the ground and make you believe in something he wants you to believe in, just so he can control your future actions and decisions. Do you dig?
Yeah.
And now, in the case of that girl, I'm not going to call her a chronic manipulator though, because she was trying to go in easy. But you putting it on your neighbors, you based your breakup on your neighbors. That is, you're literally saying, if they did not tell you, that relationship would have still been thriving. Like, you blame them for telling you. It's almost as if you did not want the relationship to end because you literally never caught this guy with a girl. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you broke up the relationship because neighbors said. And he is saying, for this relationship to end, I think you shouldn't listen to your neighbor as much. And then she flaring up just shows that she was trying to get his reaction. She was not trying to express her heart. She was trying to get his reaction to see the kind of person he is. Do you understand? Yeah. If it was me, she asked that question, I wouldn't give the same response she gave. Do you understand? But still, I would be able to spot that she's trying to find my voice. Do you understand? And that's manipulation because you could simply ask me. Look, for a relationship to work, both parties have to be with each other. If you have a doubt that I could be like your ex, it's simple. Although everybody lies for petty reasons, but you could easily ask me, do you think you would do something like this?
Would you say that? Thank you. Would you say yes? It's just would you say yes as well?
If I'm in a relationship with you, you ask me that question. I am not going to be down. I'm going to tell you straight up. Besides, that's not my kind of person. I wouldn't even be bothered about the neighbors. Like, the neighbors could tell you whoever I'm doing with in the house. I know I'm clean. But you're not going straight to asking me and going through corners makes it fishy. And that's the manipulation. Because if you have clean intent, why don't you just go straight? Like, babe, this is what broke my last relationship. Do you think this is going to be a problem for us? And I'll tell you straight up. But for you to go around neighbors, different girls, no, that's convo.
But everybody have different way of,
now you're backing her
themselves
in a different way. Because you literally said from the first time she was expressing vulnerability, delayed grief. And now it is a case of she was expressing herself.
Exactly.
He was expressing himself.
No, he is trying to make her look right. She is manipulating him to be what her ex.
No, it's not like him saying some people take advice. No, it's just like him at the beginning. He said some people take advice as manipulation. He advised her from a place of care. You love this person. You traveled just to be with this person. And now you are with this person. And this person is saying, neighbors ended my relationship. Him now, who wants this relationship to work, is giving her a candid advice, saying, I think you need to listen to the neighbors less. And then she flares up, looking at it as manipulation. Why would she look at it as manipulation when he just gave an advice?
Wow. Do you think he's really telling you exactly how it's played? Okay, I think this is like getting too long. I think it's getting too long. Let's put it this way.
There are a lot of girls. There are a lot of girls who say, this is my cousin's truth. She wanted this. It means you don't love him. Then, like, okay, let's put it this way. I have never beaten a woman before. I don't beat you. I'd rather break up with you rather than give you a slap. Like, I'd rather break up with you. And then I have to swallow them. There are girls who fulfilled that person to give them that problem. So what if I am that kind of person who don't want to hit you? You understand? I don't like trouble. I don't like fighting in a relationship. I am that kind of person who, if you're offending me right now, I'll tell you today, it is very that I don't think I was stressful. And then you'll be like, this is how I am. I can't change you. You have to accept me that way. And then I'm like, no, I can't. So you say, no, you have to, because this is me. I can't change. If you know you love me, you have to accept me like this. And then I'm like, okay, because I love you, I have to endure this. Let's see how far it goes. And then it gets to a point where I can't take it anymore. I decide to back out.
So why did you agree to go in the first place? When you know you cannot go?
When you use the love I have for you against you.
Okay. In that sense, I'll call it manipulation.
Thank you.
So that's an emotional manipulation. But you get,
thank you.
Maybe she has seen your soft spot and even but now, since you've seen the red sea, and you've seen the red carpet, you've seen it, and you see it's there to die here. Yes, strictly on you. Thank you.
Didn't decide. I didn't decide to die.
I didn't decide.
You don't want to.
She used the law. Yeah, she said, if you break up with me, that means you don't love me. That now is emotional.
And I really do love you.
He actually loves this person, but he's like,
I do love you.
I don't think I can put up with this. Your character.
Well, I can't put up with this.
Imagine, I'm willing to work on my flaws for you, and you are telling me, take me out. That doesn't make sense. But okay, I'm going to give it a try. Maybe along the line, you would see more reasons to change. Maybe you see the way I love you. Maybe the way I love you will inspire you to change. Judy. And then he sees that, oh, this change is not. How will freeze over before this change comes? I have to flee.
You see, the thing is, you all always want to back your dirty thing.
Oh my God.
Dirty line of one high. Now, you saw it different Wednesdays, right? Then why now for cleaning?
No, but
now that it's also
people go into a relationship, especially let me talk. I shouldn't do like this. But do you know, people, even friendship, not just relationship, friendship, casual friendships.
Yeah.
People go into casual friendships, relationships, marriages. 15.
Yeah.
Then, how long can you pretend?
Well,
and when I discover that you are pretending, I should just able to go along with it.
That's manipulation.
Okay, we are running out of time.
Now, there's this particular story that came first. So, I want to share this story because I feel it's going to bring a lot of impact to the younger ones. I saw it and it broke my heart. Like, I resonated with the story because it was almost similar to what happened to me. Now, this story goes like this. A guy and a girl, just like he said, he saw what she is, the damaged commodity that she is. And you decide to go into it, right? You saw that this girl have a past and you went into, you decide to go into a relationship. Now, this lady faced down the person after a lot of pursuit. Even it took about 2 years for her to actually accept that relationship. And at the end of the day, what happened? Now you see men are the highest being that have that has a space of non-recognition more than anything. You see, women are bold enough to tell you to your front who you are, and nothing can be done. You can't change what a woman do. Now, you come into this girl life and you make her feel, oh, I can walk with you, I can repair you, I can walk with you to make you better. The past you have gone through, the things that have happened to you, I'm here to walk you through. Now, in the long run, you find out that, okay, I've gotten what I want.
She's beautiful. Yes, I've shown her to the whole world. I've shown her to my people, my friend, that, oh, I've gotten this fine girl. Because she's actually one of the, she's pretty. And you want to make yourself feel important that you've gotten it. You've gotten this fine girl. Mind you, he's well-to-do. Not that he's a broke-ass nigger that should be jumping from one skirt to another. He looked like a responsible guy. He is a responsible guy. But what happened? He is a manipulator. He make her start doubting herself. Now, what he does is, okay, babe, this thing, you have to work on this character of you. She work on it. Now, he is using what had conspired before. We don't have much time, so we should not dive into her personal story. Now, she now said, okay, this is what you have done before. Okay, this is how it should be. Let's work on you. You take her to a pastor for deliverance because you feel like, oh, maybe you have spiritual husband. Let's tackle it. Now, you're not going to tell the girl that, okay, see, we can't work, or this cannot work. You're not telling this girl. Now, you're making her doubt herself. This girl has she's more like a well-spirited girl. If you see this girl that I'm talking about, if you go to her page, you know that she has vibes. But she's saying that this guy killed everything in her. She started doubting herself. Start thinking that, exactly, manipulator. Now, you're telling me that I have a spiritual thing working on me. You took her to a pastor. He prayed and cast the demon. After he cast the demon, he said, oh, well, I don't think things go well with me when you're around me. My finances go down if you're around me. Now, this girl in fact, she will not start, according to her, she start feeling like she's the problem. She started having low self. She could not confidently come outside to tell this girl, if you see this girl, fair, fine girl with better shape. But what happened? She started doubting herself. Make it look like, oh, I have a problem. I need to face myself. Down to the fact that it ended up, breaking her heart. She, left that relationship shattered. Like, worse than how she was before. Now, she finally got another guy. After so many years of, I don't want to go into, I am damaged, I'm not good for a man, I'll cause problem when I'm in a man's life, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? She's not in a relationship with a guy. And this guy is flourishing even with her in it. He's flourishing, buying lands, buying cars, building companies, helping people to grow. People, like, there are more than 100 scholarships he's having. This thing is happening when she's in a relationship.
Are you going to agree that space that she had before she went into dating again helped her fix herself?
Is it a spiritual thing?
No.
Someone telling me that I have a spiritual issue.
I don't think it's a spiritual thing.
No.
But that guy is saying, when I'm with you, my finances don't work out so well. Doesn't really mean you are draining his finances spiritually. You could be,
no.
You could be the type of
not a lavishing girl. He's using you have a spiritual problem. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. He's probably the girl might have told him something. Let's say, for example, those that go to these churches, I don't want to mention names, and be like, okay, I've been to so church and they did say this thing about me. Do you get? She's telling you something because she trusts you. And at the end of the day, probably you start having some little challenges with your finance. You tend to put it on her like, okay, you're the reason behind it, that the bad luck. That is it, manipulator.
Yes.
I had a classmate in secondary school. I liked this girl very much.
Okay.
I'm saying this because of what you said.
Okay.
I like this girl very much. I liked her. But you know, the statement this girl keeps telling me, then I like you. I really like you, but I want to fuck this guy.
Wow.
Don't do this with this guy. Be
oh, that girl, she's just a runs girl, forget.
But she's not the only person.
Oh, God, there's nothing you want to tell me. A good girl can never tell you that way. A good girl can never.
Okay, now that he has said his story and you guys are tagging the girl, Aaron's girl, I'll say my own story and I'll promise I'll make it very short. I was in 300 level. I was dating a girl, yeah? And then I had to leave. I had to like travel out of school because at some point we were staying together, yeah? And then when I traveled out of school, I was like, I need to do things. I need to do things to get money because we can't both be at home and then sometimes we don't even have something to eat. Do you understand? I love you. I want to stay around you so much. I enjoy your company, but I have to travel. I have to go and do something for myself. And after much arguments, she agreed and I traveled. Take it down 1 month after. She's calling. I miss you. Come back. It's not fair. This. She's a good girl. She stays inside like most of the time. She barely has friends. And now I'm saying 1 month. 1 month is not even enough for me to do what I want. I haven't done anything. And she's like, if by next month you're not still here, I can't keep up. That's what this is a good girl now. This is not a runs girl. This is a girl I can beat my chest and tell you she stays inside 24 hours of the time. Do you dig? And then now she's resting our relationship on the fact that if I cannot make it back in the next 1 month, she doesn't think she can keep up.
Sexually or what?
No, it's not about like we were so used to being around each other in the same space of each other that me traveling for that 1 month felt like breaking up to her. And now she's saying, if you do not make it back in 1 month, I'm not going to continue this. I was where I was hurt. I could no longer focus like 100% because I actually like this person. And you are giving me an ultimatum. If you do not make it back in 1 month, I actually love you, but you are giving me like, you're putting me on a time. You're putting me on a duration. Yeah. And that's not fair.
Okay.
Well understood. We will not dive
into.
Now you guys are going to cost me. Okay.
So let's
proceed.
Yeah. Yes. Right. We shall allow.
Let me drop something more because you. No, just a little one. Okay. Now I'm a guy who has. A child and like.
A baby mama.
No, yeah, I have a baby mama.
Okay.
So a child out of wedlock, right? Mm-hmm. Now I met this girl. I told you I have a child, but I am not with the baby mama. We are not together, but we communicate because of the child.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, you're not the first. I can manage. I'm like, okay. So are you sure you don't have any issue with my child? I say no. Okay. Now. Relationship kept going, getting matured, getting better. And then we started living together. And I'm like, you love my baby, right? Say, if you love me, you love everything that comes with me, right? Say, yeah. Okay. What? Don't you think our child should come stay with us? And now all of a sudden you're not comfortable with it. No. She will bring issues. No, she will bring issues. She'll bring that. But the first time,
this is a very lengthy topic.
Yes,
and there are so many experiences.
Let's allow them to proceed.
Will you say she manipulated me into the relationship?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, I would say so. I will agree to that. She manipulated you into it. Yeah,
you're indifferent. That shows me where you're staying.
No, she actually
she's indifferent.
She didn't believe that I will cope. That's manipulation.
Have you heard stories where your baby daddy is fucking you?
This one, I don't even have.
Well, let's end this here. We have another day.
It was one of them.
There's there will be another episode for this, so that we'll have, a larger, to express ourselves. Yes. Well, lastly, I want everybody to take this. Remember that you come first. Remember that no one should make you feel uncomfortable about yourself. You should also remember that relationship itself, it's not a prison. You should be free to express yourself. If you're not okay in any relationship you find yourself, you can easily and quickly exit it. If it's going to destroy you, leave it. And if it's going to destroy your partner, leave it. Well,
If it's going to destroy your partner, but not destroy you, you should leave it.
if it's going to destroy you, leave it. If it's going to destroy your partner, leave it.
No, I want to get this. If I'm in a relationship with her and I discover that this relationship is actually good for me, but bad for her, what should I do?
You leave me alone.
I leave you
What are you doing with
alone.
me?
Once is that broken heart?
No, yeah.
Well, it's still, based on the, advice we have. Nobody should feel like he's going to guilt trip you into a relationship where it doesn't.
Please,
Nobody should.
I think most time,
what you take from people.
Look.
You're actually teaching
Set boundaries. That's it.
and then again,
Set boundaries and do not be afraid to stand on what you
look,
believe.
and then again, most times what they call guilt trip is literally your own conscience pricking you. Like, you know this thing was wrong. But because this person now has corrected you in a way that doesn't please you, you call it guilt
All right.
tripping.
Thank you guys.
There
Thank you
she
so
goes.
much. Thank you guys for joining us in this amazing episode of Buzz and Glam. If you find this episode really interesting and interacting, please don't forget to share your comments, your like, and also don't forget to subscribe so that you can get updates when we're having the next exciting topic like this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm your co-host, Claudelia Jacob, and my host. All right, thank you so much for joining us and have a good day. Thank you.